guys, it is Lynn again with Littlefoot Nursery. I wanted to hop on and talk a little bit more about that whole eBay hacking situation that I experienced. And I wanted to show you guys little Ada. Oh my gosh, she is so precious. This little girl is such a snuggle bug. I just love her. And I should have put her in this outfit sooner. By the time you guys see this, it's way past Christmas, but it's better late than never. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on her just because it's cute. And I'm just going to put it over her current outfit. And I wanted to talk a little bit, and this is cool. This is actually an outfit. This is really designed by preemies, designed for preemies. Uh-oh, I'm worried if I unvelcro things, I'm going to have a hard time figuring out how how this goes on her. So let me kind of keep some of it velcroed together just so maintain some of the structure. And yeah, and this is a really cute outfit. I got this outfit last year from Perfectly Preemie, and it's really cute. It's just got these candy canes. I'm trying to think. Okay, here we go. Yep, here we go. She's kind of, it seems big on her, but I don't think I'd want to really, but it's kind of a gown, so I'm leaving her onesie on underneath, otherwise her diaper would just be exposed. Aww, have a look at you. That's pretty cute. I didn't see a lot of preemie Christmas clothing. Oh my gosh, otherwise I would have snatched it up. I need to keep an eye on it. Maybe there will be something at an after Christmas sale, but I wanted to get her in holiday outfit. We keep all our decorations and stuff up for most of the month of January, so it's going to be holidays over here for a little while. Okay, so yeah, so anyway, back to the whole eBay hacking situation. I think I had shared this in, you know, my last video, but you know, Jenny Lee was able to figure out who had hacked my account, or not hacked my account, but basically created a new unauthorized account using my email address. And so she figured out who it was because she got a message from that individual, and it was the same person who. Anyway, I think I talked about that we had figured it out. So then I kind of had a debate inside my head of, okay, do I confront this person? Do I just let it go? Do I just try to close the account and move on? And the more I thought about it, the more upset about it I became, because I had really, this was somebody that I had messaged with. She had wanted to do a custom order, and I was willing to work with her for a custom. But she never paid me. And or she paid me $8 or something like that. It was some ridiculously small amount. And then she had messaged me inquiring about wanting to buy some of my other dolls, like Ricky and Violet. And by the way, Ricky and Violet are both still available. There's somebody who was interested in one of them, and I sent an invoice, but I have not been paid yet. So as of now, they're both still available. So yeah, I basically sent her an email and said, look, what you did was wrong. It was not right of you to create an unauthorized email address, you know, with my email account, and then basically harass Jenny. She was calling Jenny bad names and all sorts of stuff in her messages to her. And then she kept on bidding, and then Jenny would block her, and then she kept on opening up new accounts and bidding again, essentially. And so Jenny kept blocking her, and this kept happening over and over again. And then, so I basically said, what you did is wrong, and it's fraudulent, and it's, and I don't know, you know, legally speaking, you know, what kind of trouble someone can get into for doing stuff like that, but. So anyway, I told her all this in an email, and then we end up going back and forth on email. I kid you not, guys, maybe 20 emails back and forth, where she basically insists oh, you know, I really want to buy Lola. Jenny has this new doll, Lola, and she was on eBay, and she's I really want to buy her. I really want to buy her. I was well, I'm sorry, Jenny has decided she doesn't want to sell to you, and has also blocked the entire country of Indonesia. And And she was like, well, why did she do that? And I was like, well, because she doesn't want to sell her to you. You have been very incredibly rude, and you've yeah, I mean, you've been harassing her essentially. And not only that, so she was basically trying to say, well, but you and I are friends, like, can't you talk to her? And I'm like, well, look, you and I are not friends, because friends do not open eBay accounts with each other's email addresses without the other's permission. It's just not done. So I just didn't understand how I could be having this conversation. And I probably should have cut it off multiple times, but I don't know. I just couldn't, like, I just felt like I had to, like, say my piece. And so we kind of went back and forth a little bit longer. I was I was very firm, but I tried to be, I try to keep things cordial still. And then at the end, she was still, like, not understanding why, why she couldn't buy a doll from Jenny. And I said, well, if you really want to buy a silicone doll, given that, a lot of other artists are now blocking you as well, you're going to not have any luck purchasing from them online. Your best bet probably is to go to a doll show and just bring cash. And then she's like, she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, wait, you don't understand what cash is? And so it was just like, I was like, am I really having this conversation? So anyway, so she was still, like, not getting it. So I finally, like, wrote this long email basically spelling it out in, like, 20 steps, like, why, she's not going to be able to get a doll, And so it was just a crazy, like, and I was just kind of starting to think, like, I think this person is, like, not mentally all there. And, like, why am I having this conversation, and why am I wasting my time and energy? But, and then at the end, she admitted she was a child. And I was like, okay, well, that explains a lot. But anyway, I was just really just done by that point. So that's kind of what happened there. But it's just, to me, I just encourage all of you guys just to, and I think I said this in my last video, but just to really be careful about, when you're dealing with people, and especially new customers. And it makes me so nervous too, like, when there's somebody, like, I've never heard of messaging me wanting to purchase Eleanor, for example. She's an expensive silicone baby. It's different when it's, like, a custom order by me, painted by me, because if something were to happen to that doll, I would be able to replace it. Like, I could buy another kit and I could paint another one. But if Eleanor were to get lost, or something were to happen to her, or something like that, or someone tried to scam me, I would be out. I wouldn't be able to replace her. So it just makes me really wary about selling to somebody that I don't know. Yeah, and I don't know how you guys get comfortable, dealing with somebody who's, when we buy and sell dolls, how do we ultimately just feel comfortable dealing with whoever's messaging us? Like, what are the things that you guys look for? Do you guys ask for references? Do you try to get payment via friends and family? Which I know, in terms of the advice that we give to buyers, we generally encourage people not to. But if you're dealing with a reputable seller who has a strong feedback track record, you're probably going to be okay paying that way. It's just, but yeah, as a seller, it's really scary too, because there's just so many scammers out there who will pay for the doll, claim the doll never came, even though the doll came, and then do a chargeback or file a claim through PayPal. And it's, like, such a nightmare, dealing with people who are dishonest. And so it just makes you so, like, I don't know, for me, it makes me really wary about selling a doll, especially a high value doll from, like, my personal collection, unless it's somebody that I know. But, for me, the things that I look for, I look for, like, clearly this person who I was messaging with back and forth, she did not have very good English and very good grammar. And I know sometimes people from other countries, the English may not be, kind of perfect grammar. I'm not talking about that, but it was just, like, some of the things that, communication-wise, like, some of the things she said just, like, didn't make sense. And so, I've kind of realized you kind of have to trust your gut sometimes. Like, if the person emails you and they seem like the email's, like, really nicely and professionally written, and it's and you can just kind of tell that they're, like, a nice person to deal with through their email. I know it sounds, like, silly, but I do feel, there's some people who message me and I immediately feel at ease, like, oh, okay, this person seems cool. They seem like, you know, a normal, nice person. And then there are other emails you get where it's just like super blunt and curt, where people are like, how much? Or no offense to those of you guys who do that, but you know, I think there is a way to message your communication with like an artist, that doesn't come across as, you know, a little like blunt or borderline rude. And so the how much question, I don't think a lot of artists really, I don't know. It's, or especially if they say how much and then the price is already like in the listing and things like that. But you know, I think there's a nice way to ask, like, oh, you know, may I ask how much you're asking for, you know, silicone baby Eleanor, or whatever doll you're inquiring about, and kind of just phrasing it in the form of a question, and just using proper grammar. I think it does go a long way. I'm thinking back to when I purchased my first. When I did when I commissioned Andrea to do the portrait baby of Emery, May, and Melina. And you guys are probably wondering how that all like came about, but you know, I was actually not a visible collector, you know, in the doll collecting community. I did not have a doll fan account. I was not on YouTube, not on Facebook. And I had only I'd purchased 3 reborns, in, you know, kind of maybe 3 or 4 reborns, kind of throughout my collecting. And this is kind of over a span of, you know, 5 or 6 years. And then I decided that I wanted to do a portrait baby of my daughter, Audrey. And so I emailed Andrea, and I just wrote her kind of a long, not really long, but like kind of a medium long email, and she responded very, you know, very nicely to it. Like, but I basically started off just really kind of complimenting her on her work and just telling her how much like I loved, you know, the babies that she sculpted, and that I'm a big fan, even though I haven't owned one of her silicone dolls before. And then I just basically shared my request that, you know, it would be a dream to be able to have a silicone portrait baby of my daughter, and you know, would she be willing to work with me? How much would that cost? And you know, and that was basically the gist of my email. And she didn't know me or anything like that, but I think I like to think that just writing a nice email made her feel comfortable working with me. And we've worked together on that portrait baby project, as well as the silicone baby Lynn and Lai, and then now we have the silicone baby Ethan. So it's been just a really great like working relationship over the years. And Andrea and Linda, both they're very sweet ladies, and have been great to deal with. So I've been just very, very happy with the interaction. And but I think if I had like messaged her and used really bad grammar and came across as rude, the whole thing could have gone very differently. So I do think that it does make a difference. It is something that's important to just bear in mind. So, anyway, I didn't mean to get like totally off topic, but I was just kind of thinking about like, how do you feel comfortable dealing with who you're dealing with on the other end, whether it's a buyer or seller. And I'd love to hear you guys' comments as well on this, because this whole eBay situation, and dealing with this particular buyer, and I have since blocked her on my YouTube, blocked her on Facebook, and blocked via email as well. I'm just done dealing with her, because it's just like, because the thing that like really broke the straw that broke the camel's back for me was, okay, so she, you know, admitted what she did. She apologized, because I was like, you owe me an apology. Like, and she apologized, and she's like, will you forgive me? And I was like, okay, I'll forgive you, but you know, I really need you to learn your lesson, and please stop bidding on, you know, this doll of Jenny's, and please stop opening these fake accounts. Well, you know, after you know, we exchanged those messages, she went and opened another fake account and messaged Jenny again. So I was like, okay, I'm like really done at this point. So that was what went down. That just was really just irritating, and it annoys me when people don't keep their word. And you know, I don't know, it's just something that is a pet peeve of mine. Like, I'm really about being fair, and you know, look, and I am a forgiving person, so if you you know, come to me and it's like a genuine apology, like I will, unless there's a strong reason I shouldn't, like I will accept your apology. But you know, I felt like we had this whole conversation, and then it was like she literally just went out and did it again. So I was just like, okay, I can't, I just can't anymore. So, anyway, sorry for this really long rambling story, but I just wanted to give you guys an update on that whole situation. It's now that it's kind of behind me, I feel fine about it, but it was just awful when it happened. Like you feel violated, like that like someone stole your purse or something like that. It's just really like this awful feeling, like that somebody hacked your account, or yeah, it was just not good. So all right, guys. Well, I thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day, and check out little Ada here in her little holiday outfit. And Ada says, belated Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bye.